I do. Welcome back to Paul's Ride to Knott End. Now then, after having a nice evening with George and John and some others, nice meal in the Knott End Cafe. Very nice. I'm on my way home now. I didn't want to go basically the motorway. I wanted to go home sort of a bit of a scenic route, so I'm going towards Cockerham, and this ride terminates, or this video anyway, terminates at Forton, just before the A6. So this is where this actually finishes. Right, now then, I've just watched a vlog by our good friend Sam Smith on YouTube. Look him up, Sam Smith, and he's in well, he sort of rides between Smyrna in Georgia and North Carolina. So lots and lots of interesting things that Sam talks about. His life. He's a retired chap now, a young man. He keeps saying about him being old. He's not old. He's a young man in his 60s, and I'm not that far behind you, Sam. Looking forward to retirement, but want to enjoy life before then. But same, looking forward to it. You know, just the same. Unless the government scrap retirement, you know, that's a possibility. But Sam recently was nominated by Graham Calvert, also on YouTube. Look him up. To name the 4 S's. Now this is like, you know, your 4 favourite things, and I thought I'd say what mine are. These 4 subjects. Now, favourite drink. Right, well, hot drink. Being an Englishman, I have to say I like a nice cup of tea, English tea, and I use just tea bags. I don't use tea leaves, anything like that. I use tea bags. I like to let it brew and squeeze the tea bag to make it as not too strong but not weak, and then add some milk, and we use semi-skimmed milk, not too much. And there is nothing nicer to me than for quenching your thirst. You know, when it's hot. I know, you know, people say, well, what are you drinking a hot drink for when it's hot? Well, anybody knows that if you drink a hot drink, your body cools down. If you put cold liquid in, your body heats up. Now, that's what I was told long time ago, and if I'm wrong, please tell me. I'm no expert with the human body. But anyway, a cup of tea and a couple of nice rich tea biscuits. Oh, lovely. And dunk them in. Dunk as in, you know, dunk the biscuits in the tea, and you're laughing. Right, cold drink. Well, I like orange and pineapple cordial. We buy that from the supermarket, and you just basically put a tiny bit in the bottom of your glass and just top it up with cold tap water, and that's quite nice. Adult drink. Well, it has to be wine. Now, generally we drink red wine, usually an Australian Shiraz, you know, like a Hardy's or something like that. Occasionally like white wine, but generally red. Don't drink that often, really. And we get a bottle for a Saturday night, and there's nothing nicer than sat in front of the TV, Saturday night TV. We generally choose a film to watch, either on Netflix or on a DVD, and sit down with some snacks. You know, sort of like in my case, I like Bombay mix and spicy peanuts and things like that, with a nice glass or two of wine, and that is a perfect Saturday evening in. You know, if you're staying in, that's perfect Saturday evening for me. And Lynn's the same. So wine, soft drink. Well, I like Coca-Cola. We get the Zero Coca-Cola, the diet one, and yeah, that's nice in small amounts, not too much. Now then, favourite food. Well, being the weight I am, I like my food, and I don't mind telling my weight. I'm around about 17 stone. Now there's 14 pounds to a stone, I believe. So you work it out. I'm heavier than I should be, but that's what I got the FJR for. So Lynn and me, I mean this is me obviously, but you know, Lynn's generally of the same mind. I love Indian food. Anybody who follows us on Facebook will know that we generally go to the same Indian restaurant not far from here, called the Shah Jahan. And my favourite Indian meal is chicken biryani, medium. Very, very nice. I love that, with a nice vegetable spicy sauce. Ice cream, yes, I love ice cream as well, Sam. My favourite is vanilla. I'm pretty boring when it comes to flavours of ice cream. Some places that we visit, you know, they do the multi-scoops, you know, you can have different flavours, but no, I like vanilla. Now the childhood meal, if my mum, or when my mum made egg and chips and mushy peas with some bread, I was in heaven. They have to be soft poached eggs, preferably, with some nice chips. Chips as in, now I know chips are known as crisps in some parts of the world. I think in America they call chips, we call them crisps. But no, chips or French fries. But French fries are thin and really sort of not much to them. But these are proper potatoes, chipped and done in the Tefal Active Fry with a sprinkling of oil. Delicious. But in the old days, in our day, we had a chip pan. My mum used to use a chip pan, and chip pans were really quite dangerous, really. But that's what we used. So that's my favourite childhood meal. Now, pudding, a sweet pudding, whatever you want to call it, that has to be sticky toffee with some ice cream on top, rather than just cream or custard. Yeah, a lovely piece of sticky toffee pudding. Oh, delicious. I mean, I like chocolate cake and chocolate pudding, like Black Forest Gatto or things like that. But sticky toffee, but also I'll add another one here. Close second is profiteroles. I do like those. I'm partial to those. In fact, I haven't had those for a long time. Let's put that right. So that's favourite food. Now, I've lived in Blackburn, Lancashire, northwest England, all my life. I've lived in 3 houses. Obviously, well, 4, sorry. I was a baby when we moved out of our first family home. So four houses. So I spent from, I guess, 1964 to 1986 in the second home, and I was 23 when I left home, and we lived in our first marriage home in 1986 to 2001, and we moved where we are now, so from 2001 to present day. Now, would I live elsewhere? Yes, I would. I'd like to live in West Lancashire. West Lancashire's quite nice. Sadly, around here it's not what it was. I mean, I know most places aren't what they were, but people who live and know what I'm talking about will understand what I mean. It's quite depressing now, actually. Thank goodness for the bike to take us away from time to time. It's a shame. This town, Blackburn, if people look it up, Blackburn, Lancashire, there's a website called Cotton Town, and I'd recommend you have a look at that. It's quite a good website. There will be other websites, no doubt, but Blackburn has a very, very proud history going back, whatever, hundreds of years. And sadly now all the recent history is being dismantled. Lots of historic buildings destroyed over the last 50 years, replaced by concrete and soulless buildings. But anyway, I'm sort of deviating from the thing, really. So that's me. I've lived, as I say, all my life in the same town. I think most people, I'll stick my neck out now, most English people do that. People travel around a lot more than they used to do. But perhaps, the British people don't travel around unless they have to do because of work, maybe as much as people in States or in Australia or Canada. I don't know. Let me know. So, YouTube name. Well, so far, I've got 3 names, or 2 current names. I originally started out with FJR Biker Paul, and because of the bike that we rode, it was a 2013 FJR, and looking back, because we changed the bike to the BMW K1600, and I changed it to just Biker Paul, which seems a bit more sensible. But I've got Paul's Odds and Ends, and that channel is mainly for odds and ends. Instances of bad driving and sort of funny things and family stuff and things like that. So just the 2, as I say now, current. I've got Biker Paul and Paul's Odds and Ends. So that's my YouTube name. Now then, my weight growing up, I was like you, Sam. I mean, I wasn't 6 foot. What did he say? 6'4". I was 5 something, but I was quite tall and very, very thin. Because I think people growing up in the 1960s and 70s, they were thin. I mean, people didn't have the amount of food and the unhealthy stuff that is around now. I mean, I always say that we had a really, really excuse me, good start in life. My mum, she used to feed 3 of us. Well, 5 including mum and dad, obviously. 3 children, mum and dad. and you know, and we ate all healthy food. There were no processed stuff, you know. There were no sort of, if you had a ready meal or a fast meal, you know, I mean, there were no microwave, but if you had something like a takeaway, like you go to fish and chip shop, you know, for a Friday night, that were a treat. You used to get, you know, I remember going to the fish and chip shop for me, my brother, and my sister, and I'm sure I remember my mum leaving 50 pence. That's 50 new pence for the three of us. Well, fish and chips, and maybe if you have peas, you're talking, I don't know, you know, sort of £4 or £5 or more if you go to some of these sort of what I would call, you know, higher class or higher price, shall we say, fish and chip shops, you know. So my weight was round about, you know, I'd say sort of 8-9 stone for a long time, and of course middle age crept in, and I've been this weight sort of really for the last sort of, I guess, I don't know, 5 years or so. I really ought to start thinking about it really. As you're getting older, you start looking after yourself more, you know. Right, well, I think I've covered everything. There's just nickname at work. Now, over the years, I've worked so far for 37 years. I've had, let's just see now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 jobs in 37 years. And my current job in the National Health Service, I've done 25 years. And so that's the longest I've worked. Now my nickname, I suppose the one that the obvious one would be Kingy. You know, I used to get called Kingy, or PK for obviously my initials. But I remember one nickname that stands out that I used to get called at school was Glasses Chap. You know, because I've always worn glasses. And I remember a very close friend of mine, you know, he used to coin that phrase, you know, Glasses Chap. You know, and that kind of sticks in my mind, you know, it's, yeah. But, and, you know, I guess I've had many other nicknames that sort of don't come to mind just now. So anyway, I'm like Sam. I'm not going to nominate anyone for thingy, but check out Sam's channel, Sam Smith. He really is interesting to talk to. I'm sure he's going to be embarrassed now me saying this, but no, he is. I love listening to his ramblings. You know, his sort of the odd joke, and I haven't seen Steve the Sloth for a while. I guess he might be on holiday perhaps, or vacation, you know. Perhaps you can answer that, Sam. Anyway, I hope you found these ramblings informative, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.